In this video, I want to share with you 4 ways you can inspire excellence from your worship team. My name is Jake from Churchfront.com. This is a channel that helps church leaders grow themselves and grow their church. Never miss out on our latest content by hitting the subscribe button below. And if you find this resource helpful for your ministry, also be sure to hit that like button. Here at Churchfront, we hear from hundreds of worship leaders, and a common struggle that many worship leaders have is the challenge of inspiring excellence from their worship team. In this video, I want to cover 4 actionable tips that you can implement now in order to lead your team toward excellence. Tip number 1, walk the talk. As the worship leader, you set the standard of excellence for your team. If you show up to rehearsal unprepared, you have no right to expect your band to show up prepared. You can talk all day about how you want your band to be committed to excellence, but the old adage is true that actions speak louder than words. For example, if you want your band to start memorizing their music and lyrics, then you are going to have to be the first one to do it in order to show them that it's possible. It is going to require a lot more preparation and work on your end, but when your team sees that you're no longer reliant on a music stand, that sort of thing is going to inspire them to push themselves as musicians and worship leaders. The pursuit of excellence is a great idea, but people do not follow and are not inspired by ideas. They follow and are inspired by leaders. That's why as a leader, you need to walk the talk. Tip number 2, communicate expectations. This is another simple yet often missed aspect of leading a team toward excellence. Make your expectations abundantly clear. For example, if you expect your team to be putting 2 hours of preparation a week before rehearsal, make that abundantly clear from the moment they join the band and constantly remind them of this expectation. In your Planning Center account, set up a rehearsal reminder email a couple days before that says something along the lines of, "Hey Bob, the bass player, I trust your preparation for this week's worship practice is going well. Don't forget to put in at least a couple hours of personal practice time in before Thursday night." Or whenever your rehearsal is. You don't want to be legalistic about your expectations because people just won't like you for that. But do not hesitate to clearly communicate and remind them of expectations. Don't assume they can read your mind. Tip number 3, listen to their needs. Great leaders always ask their team what they need in order to achieve excellence. Ask your team how you can better help them prepare for rehearsals and find specific solutions to their problems. Maybe from these conversations, you'll discover things like you could be sending them your song list further in advance, or maybe you could be charting your music in a clearer way. Your job is to remove every barrier that hinders your team members from successful preparation and performance. Without being asked, most people just deal with the problems that hinder them from achieving excellence rather than finding a solution. Tip number 4, recognize excellence. When you see excellence in your team, celebrate it. During rehearsal, when you hear that electric guitarist nail that solo on the first time you play the song as a band, take a mental note and at the end of the song, tell him or her, "Dude, you freaking nailed that solo. Great job preparing for that." Or when your drummer nails the break right between the bridge and the last chorus, give them an affirmative head nod or smile or something little. And whether you celebrate excellence in big or little ways, just make sure you are consistently doing it. Rewarding people for their hard work will only encourage them to keep it up. Well, that's all for this episode. If you found these tips helpful, hit the thumbs up button below and don't forget to subscribe so you can receive the latest content from Churchfront to help you grow yourself and grow your church.